Listen, Linda. Linda, listen, Linda. It's a great meme. Yeah, don't understand. I don't know. Did you do recordings and play them back? God damn it, Joe. Don't know why I bother. Well, that's good, I guess. Uh, let me. I want to unmute. Get talk to me. Stop. You're not coming through at all on the stream. Nope, just me. Yep.
No, it's supposed to be. Let me. Bloop.
It's
Test,
starting to come
test.
through.
There we go. For some reason, even though it was coming through before I hit go, it's not coming through now. Or it wasn't coming
You
through
got on
earlier.
the on somehow in OBS. You've got to get your mic up because I'm way loud. Well, I'm not way loud. I'm good loud. You're like way below me though.
Okay. I'm turning it up. Is that better? Is this better?
You coming up?
That's as high as it goes up on OBS. I have it all the way turned up.
Then it's not listening to the right. Tap your microphone.
I'm watching the levels. It's coming through from on
Then you'll need
OBS.
to bring me down.
Okay. All right. I brought you down a little
Yeah.
bit. Test, test, test.
Okay. Check. Check.
Test,
That's a
test, test.
yeah. That's about right. Now you're a lot louder through Zoom to me, but I think we're a little closer on the OBS. You might bring me down just a little bit more.
Okay. All right. I brought you down just a little bit more.
Okay. Testing.
Man, it's weird. Normally there's people popping in by now, but I don't see anybody here.
Yep. We're good. So I'm gonna remute now. Well, you know what? How about we do the live message?
Oh yeah, in Discord.
Yep. Just did it.
Dun dun dun. You're liking that you can just type the pound live now, huh?
Yeah, cause I get
Or
used
not
to it
pound,
for. No, that's what they. No, bang,
bang,
bang live is what that is.
bang
Yeah,
live. Yep.
I knew what you meant. Yeah, I got you.
So
Joe's always banging around somewhere.
wow, that escalated quickly.
What? You're clumsy, man. Come on.
It's true. Bull on a
And
China
you have
shop.
3 kids, so either way, no,
So it's weird. If I click on the chat to see who's in chat,
yeah.
it says only Nicole is here, but it doesn't even show you actually. But on the Twitch stats, it says we have 5 viewers that have already popped in.
Yep, I'm
So
seeing both of those things. Hello, kilted pipe guy.
I think I have Kilted Pipe Guy on my friends list.
I was about to say, like, oh look, I've got his card right here. I win the collection. Your Pokemon has fainted. Well, I
I do.
am ready to go when you are.
And I sent him a gift today already. Ooh, Dave the Maori from New Zealand. Hello.
Wow. How's it like tomorrow? All right, now I got to scroll back up to the top of the experiences list.
Okay.
I went too far this time. There we
Went
are.
too
Okay,
far.
dokie. All right, I'm going to hit record locally. And I'm talking, and let me see what you sound like.
Okay. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2.
Yeah, we're about the same on the recording. So it looks
Okay.
like we got a good balance all around. I love your microphone, by the way. It's a nice
Mhm.
microphone.
Yeah. So for those that are here, I got a new microphone this weekend. A $350 microphone. So,
No, it's a $400 microphone that you
well,
got for
yeah,
less than 400.
that's true. It retails for 400, and I found it
You'll get over the
on a
sticker
deal.
shock. It'll work out.
I know, right?
All right, before we get started with the podcast, uh, Dave, this might be your first time live. I'm not sure. Kilted, I know I've seen you around on things.
And Puppy
Hello, Puppy
Power.
Power. So I'm going to give you an example here. If you put in exclamation point S and then hit the space bar, anything after that you type is going to be a title suggestion. And I'm about to put one in right there. And boom, Nightbot will come up and say submission has been added.
Your
So
submission didn't get added, but mine did.
Oh no. So, but that's the game we play during the that's the game we play during the show where you can here since you're here live, you can suggest titles for the podcast. And your prize is in the artwork, your screen name. So like in this case, I'd see Puppy Power 9909 will be somewhere in the artwork for the show on the website. So that's how that goes. Other than that, I think GSU hype, Dave the Mayor. Yeah, man. I love that. Representing the network. All right. So you ready to go, Joe?
Yep, I am ready.
All right. Away we go. Let me get back to my notes real quick. Just I like to have them in front of me.
Hello and welcome to the Pokemon Go
No, 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 no,
podcast.
no, 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 Linda. Linda, listen, listen, Linda. This is my Pokemon Go podcast, Linda. Listen. Welcome to Pokemon Go Podcast, where we talk about everything that is awesome in the week of Pokemon Go. And every once in a while, the not so awesome sauce, but we give it a shot. I'm the right guy podcasting Charles McFall, and that is Linda Art over there riding along trying to take my thunder. Listen, Linda. How you doing, Joe?
I'm doing great. I'm doing real good. Real good.
Well, we are recording our podcast tonight, and we're a proud member of Giant Size Team Up Network. That's gstu.net, where you can find all kind of cool and awesome shows going on, covering a whole lot of fandom, and we're always adding more stuff to it. Joe's game is up on the screen. I've got the steering wheel for the notes. So we're gonna go with our Pokemon Go experience of the week, and I'm gonna start with mine because I'm ready to throttle somebody. you know, I did not open any boxes right through the whole TV event. I sat on it. Now I made a mistake. I wasn't paying attention. I opened two when I can only get one stamp. Okay, that was my fault. And that's totally me.
Yep.
But I did finally go. Okay, I'm 2 days past the 1st of November. No Hippie Eevee. Opened the box, and it was Zapdos. I'm like, oh my god.
That's
I
what's
am
in the
not
box
here.
now.
Sunny day, taking all the bird hunting because I've got plenty of those Zapdoses. He's Big Bird. That's why I went there. Sesame Street, everybody. That's old school Sesame Street. It's not the new theme from HBO, which actually is a really good thing, but that's neither here nor there. So, Joe, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go through and clear out some of my of the other ones. Let's see. Sorry, I didn't open my game first. I should open my game. Um, not the daily adventures, right? Research quest, but the special research. Is that what I'm saying?
The
Am I
the
saying it right?
research breakthrough.
Yeah, research breakthroughs. And I got a number of things done because I was sitting on easy peasy street with a lot of that. Evolve this, do that, trade 3 Pokemon thing. So I think it was a jumpstart research. I'm like, oh, I'll clear off a few of those. Oh, look, something appeared. freaking hippie Eevee. But,
Your favorite.
but,
But was it a hippie Eevee? Did it actually have the flowers?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It is a stinking hippie Eevee. That stupid, dirty hippie. But the upside is it was shiny. It was a shiny hippie Eevee. So I'm like, yeah, yeah, so that's my experience this week. And part of the news will play into the experience next week because I am in Atlanta and that's going to play into some of the headlines. But first, Joe, how's your week been?
My week's been very good. I don't know what your problem is. Um,
Hippies are dirty. I don't want. It's just that they shoved that dog down our throats for 2 freaking months. That's all.
so out of my box, I got Articuno, cool beans, I guess. The this last week, I've rated. I think I've hit 4 or 5 um, Kabalion raids, or however this week. So I grabbed a
Ooh.
shiny Onyx, which I need to evolve right now while we're on air, into a golden Steelix. And the other shiny that I pulled off was, and the people on the stream will have already seen a preview of it, but I hatched a shiny Skarmory as well. So,
Oh, nice.
yeah. So the brown and green Skarmory. So that's fun as
Okay, I
well.
lied. It's not hippie Eevee. It's regular Eevee. But I was so
Oh,
regularly ready to see hippie Eevee. It just made me. I blame Niantic, Joe. I just blame Niantic. What else you got? The
Uncle Hanky, how dare you?
what, what was that? You got the Skirmy. What was the other shiny
Onyx that I just evolved
on
into
it?
a Steelix, but
Nice.
it, I, he's a gold Steelix, and it makes you want to switch the steel with gold, but you really ought not to because it doesn't sound right. And now everyone is just thinking about what it turns into.
uh, okay, I've got to answer this. Kilted Pipe Guy in the chat says, "What's wrong with hippie Eevee other than the hippie headband and being Eevee?" Uh, and no, Jacket K asks, by the way, you guys hear the new music in the game. I never had my volume turned up, so I didn't realize there's new music in the game. But to go to Kilted Pipe Guy's question, the reason I hate hippie Eevee so much is that I'm a filthy casual. I mean, okay, now I'm not filthy casual. I'm a casual. I am 39.3 levels. I don't know how far I am to level 40, but it's not far. And so I don't do the raids. It's a long story. I don't like playing with random people. It's a thing. And this is not the game to play, right? When you don't want to do it that way. But so my whole thing is, I get the new big stuff out of the boxes. So I do those adventures. And when they shoved that little dog into the boxes for 2 months after we've already had hat saturation, right? With Pikachu, and then we already had Hippie Eevee a couple other times. We had Hippie Pikachu. It's the flowers, okay? It's not really a hippie thing. I just call it hippie just for reference. I'm funny that way. I don't know, man. I got sick of waiting. And then the second I got past the marker of no more hippie Eevee, now it did turn out to be a regular Eevee, but still, it's like, no. But then it was shiny. So I'm like, okay ish. Yeah. And I did get a shiny Drifloon at some point. So my shiny rack is getting I have to scroll just slightly to see my entire shiny count. So it's very cool.
But do you?
Uh so have you heard the new music in the game?
No, I haven't been paying attention, so I'll listen to it tomorrow. I tried turning it on the stream to see if I could hear it through the computer, but it wasn't happening.
Yeah, I
So,
don't think it translates like that. I don't know. Uh So here are some other experiences of the week from our Discord. Now, to get to our Discord, you do have to go to patreon.com/Pokemon Go podcast and support the show. I think it's the lowest, any support will work to get you into Discord. Low as $1 a month. It might be a little less than that, but yeah, whatever. Uh, uh, so,
I got the music on
yeah.
this. I think on the stream.
I'll confirm it for you.
Oh, nope, it's not
It may
coming in
be
on the
no,
stream.
it's not. Joe, it's showtime. I got stuff to do. You stop playing. All right.
But no, I'm
Here's
listening to the music. It sounds real good. I
here's
like it.
there you go. You like it. All right. Popeye 705 on our Discord says he got the Regigigas 90 minutes to complete everything. Now I know we're going to talk about the Regigigas event, but our community, the pushback was kind of like it wasn't worth the money to do it because basically you just do the raids early. It's from what I understand, and we'll get to that. I think I saw a headline about it, but we'll talk about it right after this. Whatever. Terry Ray. Oh man, Terry Wolf. He got Registeel, a shiny Registeel in the first raid. Uh, whatever, man. Shift works. Got a golden skirmish. That golden skirmish looks really cool. It's like you won an award.
Uh,
It looks
yeah, I know.
prestigious.
I showed off my Skarmory.
I wasn't looking. I'm looking at what our. It's not about you, Joe. This show is about the fans, Joe. Not about you. Get over it. And I also got a shiny Registeel. Let's scroll down. Nicole got her first ever X-Raid pass, and immediately Fabian jumped in and said she should invite me. The reason that's funny, because Fabian knows, is I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, and she's basically in Austria, Vienna, Austria. So that doesn't quite work. Let's scroll down, and then I put the hippie Eevee. Well, again, it's not hippie, but all Eevees are gonna be hippie Eevees now. I'm just biased that way. For Ellie got a rocket radar. Very nice. And we're gonna
Yes.
get into I know we've got a headline and Joe's talk about how to really deal with that. So I'm very much looking forward to it because I am in a test city and I will absolutely go out and try to deal with that. Uh, Terry Wolf puts a lot of them in. You can just see it on the screen. I'm gonna keep going. Shiny Vulpix. Terry's a high end player, and I'm not begrudging him showing this stuff off. But if I read every experience of the week that he put in, we'd be here for an hour. But congrats to everybody for some really great experiences of the week. If you want to be a part of that community and Discord, it is patreon.com/Pokemon Go podcast. All right, Joseph Joe, let's see. You've already put some numbers here. A research breakthrough. Yeah.
Yeah, which we've already somewhat talked about from our uh, weekly experiences, but basically from now until next year, I don't really like this 2 month thing, but anyway, from now until next year, Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres, Kyogre, and Groudon will appear as the research breakthrough Pokemon, all of which have shiny forms available.
Yeah. Shiny Kyogre, here I come.
The pinkish purple, the fuchsia Kyogre.
Yes. It is a fuchsia. That's good. It is a fuchsia color there. So that's a cool. I like the that's a cool. I don't know where I learned to talk well. So that's awesome. I've got Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres. So I just flat out need Kyogre and Groudon, and I can take shinies of all of them. So that's
You
all
don't
right.
have Kyogre or Groudon yet?
Joe, have you freaking met? We've done this show together for 3 years, Joe. Have you met me?
I sure have. I just like making you get angry.
You're such a pod troll, man. Um, so I am a little excited about that, just because I like it's a way to catch up. I like that I'm not being forced into going out to the raids. And I'll give a quick summary because it was a year ago or two, at least a year ago, if not longer, that I told the story. But basically, when the legendary birds came out, I was out and I was in groups in my area, and I was leaving work, and it's all good. My work is fine. It's not about that. I was leaving work early to go raid and meeting up with people, and it just got down to where, at least in my area, and this was early in the raid days. Maybe things are better now, but basically, people got what they needed. They didn't come out to help, and it kind of was a standoff where there were some people trying to get a Lugia or an art. I think it was Lugia, and they just weren't going to get the people to do it.
It was
And
Lugia and
and I was on
Zapdos.
Zapdos. I was trying to get Zapdos at the time, and all we needed was like two more people for Zapdos, and we could have taken it. And people refused to come. I was like, I'm just kind of done with it. I'm done waiting. I'm done trying to get. I got other stuff in life I need to get done. I'm always working on something, and that's kind of why I don't raid. It's just very inconvenient to my lifestyle and the things I need to get done. So I love that the boxes are there. So while Zapdos came out and was like, "Hello, friend," I'm like, fine. But I'm gonna excited when a Groudon or Kyogre pops out, and if I get a shiny of any of those. And honestly, it's free candy. Ultimately, I'm just gonna grind it up if it's not. But it is what it is. I know you've got all of those, but do you have shinies of all of those?
All the ones that were listed, no, I don't. I do have shiny of several of them though. Let's see, shiny and legendary. All right, so I've got shiny Groudon, I have shiny Moltres, and I have shiny Zapdos.
Nice. I don't think I have any of those shinies. Well, moving on to number 2, Colossal Discovery Research Tax and Rewards. I don't know why I thought there was going to be more while I was typing out some other stuff. Clickety clack, don't look back. But yeah, we got some Colossal Discovery Research Task and Rewards. Click to
So,
see spoiler. Oh
well,
no!
not spoilers anymore because the event is over. But this is if
Yeah.
you had paid for the event, you got a special research task similar to if you go to a Go Fest or one of these other actual in-person events. You get a special research task that you can do, and so this lists what all of the research tasks were, as well as what the rewards were. And so the stuff that stands out to me, getting a Cranidos would be pretty sweet, and you got that from catching 7 Rock type Pokemon. You got a Tyranitar from evolving 7 Rock type Pokemon, and what's nice about getting that Tyranitar is it won't run away from you, so you can pin app it to your heart's content. And this was in November, so it was already after the Halloween event. I was wondering for a second. I was like, "Oh, wait, did that have double candy?" No, it did not. And then there was a Lapras that you could get from it, an Obama Snow. The Lapras could be shiny, which would be nice. Shieldon and Steelix. All in all, it okay, cool. And then Regigigas was at the end, and you also got a new avatar pose that was exclusive to this event. So those that did it, I'm sure they had a wonderful time. From everything I've heard, um, it was great, but a lot of people didn't like that it was focused so much on rating. Um, and at the same time, if you love rating, then this was definitely the
Right.
event for you.
But it's, okay, so I think other people, not everybody obviously, but I think other people like myself are under the impression that as the event, it wouldn't be go do the same things you're going to be doing when they release it into the wild. Isn't that basically the things we're going to be doing when it comes to everywhere?
Well, so it's going to be an EX raid. So if you don't get an EX raid pass, you might not get Regigigas.
Okay. So you have to get the raid pass. So this was just a
Mm-hmm.
guaranteed way to take your shot.
Yeah.
All right.
And one of the rewards was a Unova Stone, so that's nice there as well.
Civilian on base did it. Because I asked in the chat, did anyone pay for the early access? Civilian on base did. It's a fun, great experience. And that Jacket Case says that's the worst avatar pose in the game, and Civilian says it is. That's why I love it. uh, so yeah, as I do, I forgot about it. But I had thought about doing it, and actually during the day when I could have, I actually looked in our Discord. Is either Discord or Twitter? Can't remember which. Twitter. I was trying not to say Twitch because we're looking at twitch.tv/Pokemon GO Podcast right now. But Twitter. Anyway, somebody in our community was like, crap, it's a lot of raids. Why did I pay for this? I'm like, oh, I'm really glad I didn't pay for this because not only do I have to do one raid, I have to find a raid party late in the day. So it was already later in the day when I thought about it. So, people like yourself, Joe, the go-getters would be out there in the morning at best, early afternoon. I'm talking about 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon. Um, or if it ended before that, it basically was in the end of the time frame. I had like an hour to go do it. I was like, oh, well, I'm glad I didn't pay for it then. So, Celtic Pipe Guy didn't get to go do it, but you know,
Yeah, I was at a
things will come around.
soccer tournament for my almost 7-year-old. So
So really, it's kick a ball and eat grass tournament is what you're saying. Yeah. No, I had all my kids play soccer. So I'm not making fun of your kids. I'm just, my kids love to twirl and
I didn't
dance and
see anybody eating grass, but that doesn't mean it didn't
ah.
happen.
Well, you didn't play in Georgia, my friend, because there's at least one team in the entire league had a grass eater on the team. But everybody's dancing. Oh, butterflies! But they have fun. It's cool. I loved watching my kids too. You said so you didn't get to go do it. So your see, you're not going to get. So we wouldn't get the Cranidos, Tyranitar, and all that other stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's there. Well, you're only going to get if you get an X-ray, then you can maybe get Regigigas or
Yep.
Colossal Reg or whatever it is. Yeah, Regigigas.
It's Regigigas. Okay. Colossal Reggie.
Yeah. Gotta get out gigging.
That I really want to just name Captain Reginald or something like that.
I hear you. Righty, let's see. Oh, well, on the same note, the leads right into this Team Rocket leader battles. So we got a PSA this week that says the Reggies were designed for Rocket leader battles. Don't trash them. I don't know. I mean, unless you got a bunch of, I don't know anybody is trashing Reggies. They're not easy to come by. I wouldn't trash a Reggie. I don't think. I have to check.
I think you would.
No, they're hard to get. I got all my legendaries still.
Who knows what you would trash? You trash everything.
I never mind. I was gonna make a joke about I trashed Brian Ibby. He's not here no more, but that's just sad. I miss Brian. We know what we haven't talked about our Thanksgiving schedule. I don't think fully.
Well, what we normally do is we record on Friday.
So maybe we'll talk to Ibby and see if he can be on with us.
Yeah, of course. Doesn't he normally do his 24-hour stream for?
It's every year it's been kind of iffy because it's getting harder and harder to do that.
For Alzheimer's?
I have not actually caught any Reggies. I've seen.
You have no Reggies?
Let's go back to the beginning of the show, Joe. 3 years. Do you know who I am?
You have no Reggies?
Oh, somebody's going to put that as a title. So,
the way I said that made me think of Mark Gunn. You have CD.
These? Yeah. Man, I gotta call him. We gotta hang out. We gotta get our families together before then.
If you don't know who Mark Gunn is, you should Google Mark Gunn. Don't go drinking with hobbits.
He's amazing. An Irish and Celtic music podcast is slightly different, but it's an awesome thing that he does there. But yeah, his CDs are amazing. Jacket cases, but Charles, they were in the box. I know. And somehow I still didn't get one. I've seen a Reggie Rock and I've seen a Reggie Steel, I think. But I haven't caught any. So, Kilted Pipe Guy, thank you. You aren't missing much having no Reggies. Well, we say that now, except let's get back to what we're talking about, how they were designed for Rocket Leader battles, which I'm about to go tackle this week, hopefully.
I don't know about designed for Rocket
That's
Leader
what it
battles.
says in the PSA.
It sure does. That's interesting wording. But no, what they're basically claiming here is that they do work well theoretically, they work well against the Rocket Leader lineups. And man, some of these lineups, they don't look that crazy, especially compared to the shadow battle I had today. Man, I fought. I should have mentioned this during my experience of the week, but I fought a lineup that was Lapras, Snorlax, and boy, it was actually a pretty close call. I went into it just with my normal, just click, 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 just give me whatever, and yeah, I almost got rolled by that. And it wasn't even a Rocket Leader.
You almost got Reggie rolled?
Yeah, I almost got Reggie rolled.
Never going to give you up. Never going to get you out of the box. I'm the filthy casual. Anyway.
Okay, whatever you say. So they've got an infographic available for what Pokemon they're going to have. So Cliff, I'm trying to remember all the different names, but I think it's Cliff, has a Meowth as its like all of their first ones are exactly the same. They're always going to be what they are. So Cliff has a Meowth. Is her name Sierra? I think it's Sierra. Has
We'll go with that.
Sneasel, and then Ario has a Scyther. And then all of their other two has three different options for each slot. But theoretically, with Cliff, you could run into a Snorlax and a Tyranitar.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that'd be a pretty beefy lineup. With Sierra, you could run into Lapras, and then probably either the Alakazam is squishy, but he might wreck you. But the Gardevoir could also spell some bad news for you. And then with Ario, man, all of those I don't think I'd want to run into. But that Magnezone probably is going to hit the hardest. Although if he uses Scyther, Magnezone, and then Scizor, you can just bring a full fire team and mess him up pretty good. So, but yeah, this infographic, all of it is still subject to change according to the little disclaimer down there. But they are officially out as far as I know. I haven't seen any yet, but only in select locations.
Well, it's because they're not in your location, are they?
Yeah, no, they're. I don't think they're worldwide yet.
So now and tell me if we need to jump to another headline to answer this question. So I saw the news, right? I saw the Twitter posts and the stuff in our Discord of so it's in blah blah in Atlanta, and everyone's like, Charles is in Atlanta. Yep, I is. So how is this going to be? Do I see a different kind of obvious Team Rocket spin? Is it a Team Rocket gym as opposed to a Pokestop? How do I find the leaders so I can go and test this out this week?
As far as I know, you use that the radar.
And how do I get the radar? I forget.
I think it's just given to you. LEP says that they might be everywhere now. Now it might be that you have to collect the mysterious components, which is probably what you have to do.
So that being the research.
So you get a mysterious component every time you battle a Team Rocket grunt. So I have two because I battled two Team Rocket grunts today. And it said when I got them, it said out of 6. So I think once you get 6, you can assemble the rocket radar, and then you can go after you have the radar. You can go track down the rocket leaders. I think that's how it works.
Okay, because I saw something coming up about new research, but I don't see new research in my list right now.
You don't have Looming in the Shadows?
Nope.
Oh, I want to say I saw something about how you have to finish a specific research before that one will pop up.
Well, do we know which one it is?
Let me
Jumpstart,
check.
Jumpstart, maybe? I'm guessing it might be Jumpstart.
You have to
troubling.
Yeah. It says you have to complete a troubling situation.
Okay.
In order to get Looming in the Shadows.
Yeah. How do I find? Because I need to purify one more Pokemon. How do I search that?
Search Shadow.
Shadow. Thank you.
Yep.
All right. So while I do this and see what's going to happen next, we know that Team Rocket Leaders battles now give out a Unova Stone as well. But there's a catch.
They could. And actually, they could give out 2. But before we go on to that real quick, we never actually specified why the Reggies were good against the Team Rocket lineups. So the specific reason is because the leaders have 2 Protect Shields just like we do, and they will always use them on the first 2 charge attacks you use. So the Reggies, being tanky, can build up their charge moves while resisting the enemy and make them burn their shields. That's the basic strategy that, what was this? A Prodosdokian
You
7
got it. Keep it on.
um, suggested. And so basically, yeah, you bring them in to tank through their protect shields, and then you wipe them out. So,
Okay.
but yeah,
That makes sense. That's how I lose in one-on-one PvP battles. So
because you
unless
are a
it's
Team Rocket leader. Is that what you're trying to say?
apparently, well, no, I do all right. If I fight Barbara Blue in Italy, I think I always say it wrong. Barba
Manadine?
Blue. No, not Barbara. Barba Blue. Now we got Looming in the Shadows. 1 out of 6. I got to spend 10 Pokestops, defeat 3 Team Go Rocket Grunts, and catch 1 Shadow Pokemon.
And spoiler alert, the second stage of Looming in the Shadows is time gated, where you have to spin a stop every day for 5 days.
Okay.
So
That's easy peasy for me, so I can knock that
well,
out.
it is, but you got to get there first. How often do you fight the Team Rocket people? Because that's really the
when it's convenient, unless it gets me something in the game.
okay.
So I'm gonna go do it. Basically, if so, everybody who doesn't know, I pull up to work and literally park right next to a Pokestop. So if it's shaking as a Team Rocket, I'll battle it. If it's not, I don't even drive down the block to get a Team Rocket. I got other stuff to. Man, I saw a Shadow the other day, and I was so tempted, but I had to get in to do some stuff in the office. I was already running a little late, and so I sat there for a good 30 seconds staring at it, looking at like it's 5 blocks over. I knew basically where it was. Like, I can't tell what that shadow is. I'm looking at the door to the office going, to me, in reality, you drive 5 blocks over, you get your thing, and you come back, you're talking 20 minutes ish. It's like, can I be another 20 minutes behind? Crap. So I did miss out on that. But yeah, no, I get Team Rocket stuff popping up all the time. Just a matter of if I need to be somewhere. But I bet you, Joe, I'll bet you I'll get to the second stage by the next show.
Okay. Whatever you say, Rocket God of Podcasting.
So, all right. So if and when we fight these leaders, we might get 1 or 2 Unova stones, huh?
That's right. You could get up to 2 Unova stones from fighting the Team Rocket leaders. At least that's what we've seen so far. So someone had reported 1, someone else had reported 2. But yeah,
We got a screenshot of 1 for sure. Well,
well,
it
we
could be
actually have
photoshopped, but
we have a screenshot of 2 as well, but it's in the comments instead, and you don't ever go into the comments on Reddit.
Nope. I tread lightly on Reddit, my friends.
Ooh, Thomas sent us some bits.
Hey, thank you, Thomas, for supporting us. And you are the bit leader. Look at that.
Woot woot.
Check you out. Thank you very much. All right. I gotta stop looking at all my Pokemon that I'm trying to send to the candy factory and come back here. So that was that. Let's go to Team Go Rocket lineups and prizes. As of today, this is some fresh news, Joe. It's like we just stepped on it and it's still warm.
Well then. So yeah, so there's been a lot of developments over the last couple of days, and with the launch of the Team Rocket, there are a wider variety of Pokemon popping up in Team Rocket battles. So someone has, what's their name? Scooter. Scooter has gone through and collected.
Okay, for a hot second, I thought that was a new Pokemon. I was like, I don't have a scooter. How do I get a scooter? I didn't even heard of that Pokemon.
You have to troll Reddit long enough to catch him. But yeah, Scooter put together a list of all of the current quotes at the last thing the grunt says and what Pokemon they could possibly have. Some of this is an educated guess based on previous rotations and patterns, but a lot of this is confirmed. So everything that's bold in their lineup is confirmed. Cool. And so really what we are most focused on is the slot 1 Pokemon, because that more often than not is the Pokemon that you will get to catch as a shadow Pokemon. So we've got
Right.
Porygon, we've got
All right.
Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, Zubat, who cares? Grimer, Venonat, Sandshrew is new. Larvitar has been there for a while. Weedle, I think that would be funny to get a little red-eyed Weedle.
Yeah.
Growlithe, Magmar, Houndour. So a lot of those, I think Magmar might be new, or maybe I just haven't run into one yet. Magikarp has been in there for a while. Psyduck, Poliwag, and Mudkip have been there as well. Then we have Bulbasaur, Bellsprout, and Oddish. Wobbuffet and Ralts. Ralts has been there for a while, but Wobbuffet's pretty new. Battled one of them today. Dratini, Magnemite, Electabuzz, and Mareep. Sableye, Shuppet, and Duskull. Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, and Lapras. And yeah, that
Lots of
Lapras,
stuff.
that Lapras lineup, that's the one I fought today, where it had Lapras, Snorlax was what I ran into. Yeah. What it almost always recommends to me is Mewtwo, Rayquaza, and my Tyranitar is what it almost always, when I go to fight Team Rocket, what it recommends, and I just hit go and go for it. My Mewtwo didn't last very long against Lapras, and the next two that I had were both weak to Ice type, and I was like, oh, well, this is going to be fun. And but I actually sent out Rayquaza, and he took out the Lapras and the next Snorlax before going down. So that's how Rayquaza saved my butt on that encounter. So, and then the leaders, we already talked about some of their lineups as well. Apparently, and I think this might actually be our next one. Actually, this is 2 ahead, but we'll just go ahead and talk about it now. Supposedly, Giovanni has Articuno, and so you can get a Shadow Articuno. That's the rumor. That's what I think. It might even be the source we have is someone that actually shows the Shadow Articuno. So yeah, it's Cerebi. So that's a reliable source. Cerebi.net tweeted out Shadow Articuno. So spoiler alerts, but apparently I don't know if it's just Articuno or if it's all the legendary birds are possible with Giovanni. But yeah, pretty sweet.
That is pretty cool, man. And in this day and age, in this kind of game, it's hard to avoid spoilers. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to just discover something in the field. Unless you're like me, I forget what we talked about last week sometimes. So if I come across something, it's happened more than once on the show. I'm like, Joe, look what I found. He's like,
we talked about that last week.
No, we talked about that 6 months ago, man. Like, I know, but I forgot. It's a great thing to forget. It's cool. So yeah. Which number was that we just jumped to there?
We did number 7 already, so now we need to do number 6.
Drop that. Okay, so the Team Go Rocket leaders have disrupted Pokemon habitat. So that means we've got another habitat shift, is what we're saying here?
That's what it looks like. I haven't actually had a chance to read this just yet.
Well, here we go, folks.
Yeah. So this announcement came in.
Now, this is an official Pokemon Go announcement.
Yeah, it is. And it came in earlier today. But it looks like, so they've rearranged the habitats, disrupted the habitats. Whatever's happening is we'll get down to the features in a moment, but it's happening between now and the 14th, so it's going to take place over a week. And oddly specific is what it says. Pokemon are appearing more often. So it's the Pokemon associated with Team Rocket from the anime. So Ekans, Meowth, and Coughing, and all of which can be shiny. Ekans and Coughing shiny were already available, and I think Meowth was as well. But what's interesting is that you can now find shiny shadow Pokemon from battling grunts as well. So I've seen screenshots of shiny shadow Meowth, and I there was another one that I saw earlier today, but I can't remember what it was. But yeah, you can get shiny shadow Pokemon now. Um,
I think I
the
saw that on Twitter as well.
Okay, okay, and so yeah, it's gonna be fun. Gonna be fun.
It's getting crazy up here in here. Joe, does anybody ever still play this game?
Yeah, we just talked about them making $3 billion.
I know. But it's like there's so much in the game. Even Paul Klotz has come back to it, and you know how he is. Once he
Well,
quits a game, he quits the game, but he's back.
he had some extenuating circumstances there.
Yeah, I like to crap on him when I can, though.
Someone close to and dear to his life
Ah!
is still playing the game.
I summoned a random soapbox GSTU by doing that.
He's been in the chat for a while. I don't know what you're
I
talking
didn't
about.
even know. See, I forget things, Joe. I summoned the demon there. Uh Random.
A
uh
wild Klotz has appeared.
yep. So now I obviously don't know anything about this next one, so this is where you get to educate me again. The first of a legendary trio, Cobalion, I'm saying that right, will be in a 5-star raid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking it up in my Merrick primary
I've
here.
already got 3 of them.
Well, thanks for coming to the show, everybody. I'm just going to go drink myself to sleep right now because, I am first hearing about this, and he's already got 3 of them. Look at you. Joe, by the way, is lovingly known as the 1%er of Pokemon. So.
No, I'm not even close to the 1%er.
So it is pronounced, according to my book, Cobalion. So I did say it basically right.
Cobalion.
It's a horse dog with horns and wings, kind of. Looking at the picture here. So what do we know about it from these headlines?
Yeah, so Cobalion is now appearing in 5-star raids, just like is stated in the headline, and it will be there until November 26th. Is that Thanksgiving? It's pretty close to it. If it's not,
28th is Thanksgiving.
okay, so it'll be here until the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, and so yeah, get out there and grab him. Probably just one because he's really not that great. So
Yeah, that's what I think the next one talks about. The next headline here is he's worse than yeah, it is worse than Aggron.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, he just is.
Yeah, just disappointment there.
Mm-hmm.
But not every Pokemon in the game can be the most epic god level Pokemon ever. You know, after you get something that can just wreck a planet, a normal Pokemon system, you're
Well,
like,
and for some
okay.
people, maybe this is their favorite Pokemon. So
Exactly.
get out there and get him and have fun.
You know how hard I
it's a
worked for
game.
Aggron? Actually,
You
because Aggron
didn't?
was like my Godzilla, man. It's just this metal dinosaur armored dude. And so and this is what I'll probably do for Cobalion is watch for raids. When I go downtown Atlanta every Sunday, it's a lot easier to catch a random raid because there's a ton of them going around. And so I'll probably watch for that raid so with Aggron, I get done with what I'm doing around 1 o'clock. So I'd really open up the game and look for a raid that's going to be done in 20 minutes. So right before I got done. So that'd give me 15 minutes to get over there. And so I only watched for those. And when it hatched, I'd be sitting there ready, and you'd always catch randoms fighting it. And so I didn't have to kind of communicate or anything like that. So I might do that here for Cobalion. He looks okay. Um,
Yeah.
but since you got 3, I don't know if I want to bother. You know what? All right. So now it's time for me to pick. I shall. So let's go with top 10 attackers by type. Now, I'm assuming this is going to break them all down. So we kind of, I guess, want to do like it's a graphic. So we'll probably maybe talk about the number 1 in each of these groups or a few of these groups. or just your
And
favorite?
I mean, we've
I'm
talked about a lot
surprised.
of these people before,
Give
but
me a big
this is a
one.
new type of infographic that I think will jive with a lot of people because
Yeah,
they've condensed it quite well.
man. Well, it's not Candela. It's the evolution, but that
Chandelure.
is Chandelure. That's surprising how powerful that one is.
Oh
In
yeah,
the fire type.
Chandelure is the fire Machamp, basically.
It is the fire. Um, so pick out one you want to talk about. Something fun.
Um,
What the heck is that one? I'll ask you in a
which
second, but
one?
pick out yours. No, you pick out yours, and then I'll ask you.
So there's the dark type, Darkrai. You know, dark's in the name. He's up there. Mostly I just use Tyranitar, but he's actually fourth on the list
Yep.
now. And I am blanking on the name of the dragon that's second.
Salam. Oh, second. No, that's the
It's
one I'm
not
going. What is that?
Salamence.
No, I went
Um,
down the line. Sorry. Then that's the one I was going. What is that? I don't know what that
oh, is
is.
it? That's the one you were like, what?
Yeah.
It's
What?
it's the evolved form of Dino. It's Hydreigon, I think is how you say it.
All right, I'm gonna look it up.
Um, but yeah, it's the evolved form of Dino or Dino or actually Dino is from Flintstones. But yeah, so that's what it is. It's Hydreigon,
Hydreigon.
Dragon,
Hydreigon. Yeah.
and then Weavile. But yeah, and what also surprises me is Alolan Muck makes the list for Dark type attackers. Um,
Yeah, it's at the bottom, but he made the list.
and how did why is Salamence on that list at all?
Dark Dragon. It says 82%, 66%, 69%.
Okay.
As far as what I'm not seeing. Oh, that's rank, DPS, and total damage output. So just by the numbers, I guess he beats out some other people. Kind of.
I
I
guess.
didn't know. I like seeing that. The fighting types I've got. I've got most of these fighting types at decent levels. Not all of
Eh,
them, but most of
you
them.
don't need all those fighting types.
Flying types I've got, except for Chicken Flash. That is number 5 on the flying list.
Yeah.
What is that one? I mean, he looks
On
like
the flying
Flash
list?
for a chicken. Yeah, on the flying one. He looks
That
like if Flash for a chicken.
is, isn't that the final form of, um, what's that? P-Dove? Not P-Dove. The other new-ish flying type Pokemon. Stupid flying type Pokemon.
That's stupid fly. They get stuck in flying type traps all the time. It's so stupid. But yeah, there's lots of them here. It's a great infographic. Legacy moves are included in this. That plays into why they're on the list, possibly. So there's
Oh,
lots of cool
it is
stuff.
P-Dove's evolution. It's Unpheasant.
I like to play on unpleasant. I get it.
So
I get it. All right, so check that out. You can find that at we got some more headlines to hit, but we can find that at Pokemon GO Podcast.com in the show notes. It's probably in your podcast catcher. And of course, if you're live, Joe has been putting them into the chat room here. Let's jump down to this one at the bottom. A helpful trick to get 3 excellent throws in a row. My helpful tip is hand it to somebody who knows how to get 3 excellent throws in a row.
No, but this is actually a really good tip. So what this person suggests, and this is from Hurricane 212, is before you do a throw, turn your mobile data off so you could throw your phone into airplane mode or something to that extent. Then you throw the ball. If you hit an excellent, awesome, turn your data back on so it registers. If you miss it, then you close the app, then turn your data back on and bring the app back up so it doesn't actually register.
All right,
that
so it
you
kind of puts
missed.
on a pause so you don't break your streak.
Yep, exactly.
You know what? I'll allow it. Yeah, there's some people who might get offended like, that's cheating. Look, out of everything in this game, Yeah, I can agree. You don't like that I use the gotcha. That's fine. I understand why people don't, and purists, fine. I'm still going to use it 'cause I don't care. But I get why some people don't like it and why we're actually banned. We can't post this show on certain Reddit forums because I talk about using the
We
gotcha.
we can
Whatever.
post any of the episodes where we don't mention the
Where we
gotcha.
don't mention it, but yeah, we're not going to screw you. It's all or nothing, baby. But with that three excellent, is it just, well, it can be the excellent curveballs as well. Excellent throws or excellent curveballs. That is such a hard streak to hit.
Depends on what Pokemon you're going after, but yeah,
Yeah, I mean, if you're going after three Wilmers, if you can't hit three excellents in a row,
then you're Charles McFall. I mean,
oh come on, whoa, that escalated fast,
but you didn't
Joe.
deny it.
Joe, I can because I'm so offended. I absolutely can hit three Wilmers in a row. Excellent. I hit a freaking Weedle excellent, totally by accident, but I had nailed that. And I was like, of all the times to not be screen capturing, because I never screen capture because I'm crap at the game. Of all the times not to be screen capturing, that's the one
It's
was like,
it's
nobody's
funny.
ever.
You're getting offended because I said you couldn't hit three in a row on a Whalebur, and then you just openly admit that you're crap at the game.
I'm crap at the game, but anybody can hit three in a row in a Whelmer. It's like, in your face, man. Come on. Dude, you don't even have to like spin it. You can just tap and hit, and you'll get a great throw off of him. Come on, man.
I blame it on No Shave November. The beard's coming,
Yeah.
and so is the attitude.
Oh, buckle up, kiddos. It's going to be a rough ride this month. Yeah, that one. This is a very cool story. Veronica Taylor helped celebrate 35. Helped us celebrate $35,000 in community giving. So I'm assuming somebody raised 35,000, and she showed up to help with that.
Sort of.
Charity raid bus. I see that. Okay.
So we've talked about the charity raid bus before. This is
Yes.
the San Antonio charity raid bus, and we've got several listeners that have participated in on the raid bus as well. But they all of the money that they bring in, all the profit they bring in, I think it's all of it. They donate to charity, and this is on behalf of Trainer Tall. That's the one that actually runs the raid bus and has it organized. But that
Which, by the way, he kind of looks like Barry, doesn't he? A little bit. I'm assuming that's him on the left-hand side
with
of the picture,
with the
holding the
vest,
banner.
I
Yeah,
would assume so as well.
kind of looks like Barry a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
I,
And
with as much as
Barry's
Barry
an awesome
travels,
guy too. So
yeah, and as much as Barry travels and has friends all over the world, I'm a little surprised he's not here in this picture.
And
Also,
for those that don't know, Veronica Taylor is the original voice actor for Ash Ketchum in the anime. The English voice actor.
right? Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, we actually reached out to her a couple years ago trying to get her to come on the show, but just schedules never worked out.
Yeah, she said yes, and then busy person.
Yep,
So.
yep. Voice actors, they do a whole lot.
A lot. So.
Yep, yep.
But that's really cool, and I would do that. I would absolutely get on a charity raid bus, and go play. Because one, you made it convenient for me. All I have to do is go on your bus and ride, and everybody's there for a good cause, and I'm not having to figure out who's who and looking at other cars. It makes it a nice, safe experience. If you did one in the Covington, Conyers, Atlanta area, I would as long as I could clear my schedule, I'd absolutely go and get on that bus. We have fun with that.
Yeah, apparently she was attending Alamo City Comic Con, and
Nice.
a bunch of the Pokemon Go players reached out to her and said, "Hey, we recently hit a new milestone with our charity up to 35,000, and said, hey, do you want to come out and celebrate with us?" And she agreed. So there we go.
There you go. Never hurts to ask.
Nope. And from the communications we've had with her, she seems like a very nice, down-to-earth person. So,
Yeah. That's something we've talked about for a long time. And yes, we're going to look at this for Dragon Con to see what happens. But sponsored locations for businesses is now a thing. They did a test run with McDonald's, and that's not quite what we talked about, I'm realizing, because they did a test run with McDonald's and Starbucks and some other things. But I'm hoping man, I imagine it's gonna be priced out of what we want, and really, it's not a permanent thing. We want like a 5-day Pokestop for the digital media track.
So
But yeah,
I don't. The details here
there are none
don't go
really.
fully into it, but
Yeah.
I do have more details that I posted in our Discord actually. So basically, long story short, is if you have a brick and mortar store, you can pay um, $360 a year to get a Pokestop at your business,
Wait,
or
that's it?
yeah, or $720 a year to get a gym. And if you get a gym, then once a month you can schedule a raid battle at your business.
Wow. That's
So
pretty cool. 360 bucks. See, we don't need a year though. It's like I feel like I feel like I'm
yeah,
Chris
can we
Rock.
get like a
How much?
weekend?
How much to smell the wing? How much for that? You know,
That's
you probably haven't seen that, Joe, but some people do that.
360. That's less than $1 a day, basically.
Yeah. Can I give you? How about I give you $50 and you let's just have 5 days of of stop right there at the Hilton, or if we stay at the Hilton, but yeah, right there for our digital media track location. I love the median age. The median age. Now Niantic knows their stats. 100% knows their stats, right?
Oh yeah.
33 is the median age of a player. 43% of players are 25 to 44 years old. So I was like, yep. Tell me it's a kid's game.
And
This
actually,
case is
there
a
might
kid's
be a
game.
way to do daily because I'm scrolling down and it says build monthly. I don't know if you have to sign up for the full year. So maybe we could pay them for a month, 30 days, and pay it that way. That'd be pretty awesome.
That would be pretty cool if we could do that. And that's something we will look into as this program rolls out and this, and that, and the other. But now, before we get to some other stuff, we got a little show business to take care of as we do. If you want to help the show out, which we'd love for your support, it helps us do great things and grow and do more stuff and make appearances like we did at Pokemon Go Fest. And just you're part of a cool community and you help us do some awesome stuff. Patreon.com// Pokemon Go Podcast is where you can go and pledge your support. And coming soon to that pledge, we haven't talked about what level we're going to do it at, Joe, but coming soon is going to be an ad-free version. Now, we don't have a whole lot of ads going on right now, other than this middle section that we do right here. We're talking about Patreon and we talk about on twitch.tv// Pokemon Go Podcast, just like Thomas did. Actually, Thomas, you can throw bits, you can subscribe, you can support that way. Other than that, we don't know, but we are moving to we've gotten the ability to put some ads in our show, and it's going to help us grow what we do with this show. So when that kicks in, which will probably be December, when that kicks in, then you can get the ad-free version in Patreon. Is where you'll get that. So and actually, I might even go in. We'll get Mike to actually go in and cut out this middle part. Where we're talking about, hey, help us out, support us. We love you guys. Come throw some dollar bills, y'all, uh, at us. So yeah. So gear up if you're already part of our patronage. Just know that a new feed will be coming, and we'll make big announcements about it, and you'll get the ad-free version automatically if you're in Patreon. And if you're listening to this, and if you don't mind listening to ads, that's going to support us as well. We thank you for that too. Then last thing I thought, oh yeah, merchandise. Tiny.cc/GSTU. And those last four letters, GSTU, are all in caps. Tiny.cc/GSTU. You can get mugs, stickers, shirts, buttons, all kind of cool stuff. And right now, what we have for this show, now that is for the network. So you'll see stuff like Blizzard Be Better, which is the charity shirt that we made to raise money for human rights in Hong Kong. You'll see Breaking the Panel, stuff like that. But you'll see Pokemon Go. We have our own stuff up there. And it's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Squirtles right now is what's going on there.
Yep.
So, and actually, I think coming up Black Friday through Christmas, we're going to bring back the original shirt and have that
Wah,
put
wah,
up.
wah, wah.
So you'll be able to get that as well. So yeah, you can help support the show that way as well. Get you some cool swag. Now, time change just happened, and I always get confused, Joe. Here it's like 9 o'clock. And I think you're a different time. What time is it where you are?
Where I'm at, it is time for random trivia. And this week, I'm going to talk about Cobalion. Um,
What? Such a
what?
shock.
Shock, shock. The Iron Will Pokemon, also known as the leader of the Swords of Justice, which is the. Um, it talked about them being a trio, but it's not a trio. I mean, I guess there is a sort of trio, but there's more than just them. So there's um, Virizion, Terrakion,
Wait, did you say Verizon?
Virizion,
Verizon, perhaps? Is it? Are we
Verizon.
getting sponsored Pokemon now too? Are we going to get the Sprintion version as well?
The Sprintion.
The T-Bubble Tar? I can keep going, but I'm not.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But yeah, so those are the main three, which is why it's talking about them as, I guess fans refer to them as the legendary Musketeers. Um, but then there is also Keldeo, who is an honorary member that people refer to as D'Artagnan, apparently. So,
Okay.
but yeah, they are the Swords of Justice, and right now we only have Cobalion in the game. We don't have Verizon or Sprint or any of those, T-Mobile, whatnot. Um, the Black Pokedex entry says that this legendary Pokemon battled against humans to protect Pokemon, and that's kind of a theme throughout the movies, especially where Pokemon fight humans to protect other Pokemon. But it has a calm and composed personality. It is a steel fighting type Pokemon. Um, for 1 second, I was about to say, are there any others? But then I realized that Girder and it's the other Pokemon along with Girder. So Girder and Timber and Conkeldurr are steel fighting as well. Well, no, they're just fighting. I just Googled them. Interesting. I would have thought that they were steel fighting. I don't know if there's any other steel fighting. There probably is. Let me know. I'm probably just forgetting somebody. Um, but Cobalion, the name. Actually, do you want to take a guess at the name? Let's see.
Is his first name Kurt?
No.
Oh, okay. No.
So
Cobalt?
Yeah, there
That's
you
my
go.
honest guess. Oh,
No,
okay,
yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Cobalt Stallion.
I got it. I got you.
Cobalion. So, yeah, and I mentioned Conkeldurr. When Conkeldurr comes out, gonna be freaking awesome. He is gonna be the top tier fighting Pokemon when he pops out. Kilted Pipe Guy says Steelix, but Steelix is not a fighting steel type Pokemon. So he is steel ground. But yeah, Cobalion, get out there and get at least one while you can.
For a limited time only. No cash back, no deposits on your bottles, all that jazz. So let's see. We have an email that actually plays into something that was asked in our chat room. Now, it doesn't directly play in, but we got an email from Ariel, who is a longtime writer to the show, right? It's good to hear from you again, Ariel. She says, it's headlined, what are your thoughts on Pokemon Sword and Shield? Hi, boys. Ariel here, and today, since the release of Pokemon Sword and Shield is less than a week away, I'd like to ask your opinions on the new mainstream Pokemon games, Sword and Shield. What do you think the flaws are based on the released information, and what do you think its strengths are? And I guess this says, if you buy one copy, which version would you buy? I really want Shield because of Galarian Ponita is a thing. Thanks from Ariel. I don't like reading last names on the show because people can be weird. Because emails automatically add those. But thanks from Ariel. So and then I think it's Kilted Pipe Guy or Jacket K. Somebody asked about digital copy versus hard copy. So Joe, let's take these in order. Are you getting the new Sword and Shield game?
not
I mean, with your new streaming
maybe
setup
eventually.
and $2,000 in microphones and stuff. I mean,
I
yeah,
didn't
why
spend 2 grand in microphones,
not?
though. This past week I did spend a total of 850 on microphones.
Odd flex, but I'll allow it.
Um, so, yeah. So there are some Galarian Pokemon to consider. So Ponyta does look pretty sweet. Then there's also Galarian Zigzagoon and Galarian Weezing. I'm not sure what other Galarian Pokemon have been, like Galarian forms have been announced. But yeah, so I'm not planning on getting it right off the bat. If I was going to get it, I would go with a physical copy, mostly because if you ever wanted to sell it, Pokemon games basically don't lose their value. So turning around and selling you'll get most of your money back, if not all of your money back.
Unless you get the digital copy.
Yeah. So personally, I would get the physical copy. So do that. I would probably also get the version that was it Shield? I think had the Ponyta, the My Little Ponyta.
Can't even sing to that. It doesn't flow. Shield had Galarian Ponyta. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's Surfetch'd that will be available. I
Yeah.
don't know which. Um,
I imagine that'd be Sword, right?
well, he's got a sword and a shield, so
Okay, but each one has its own unique Pokemon. So Shield has
so
Galarian
there's
Ponyta.
Zigzagoon.
So Zigzagoon would be the other, I guess, in Sword. Then is that right? Is what you're saying?
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
And then there's Top Hat with the smog mustache wheezing, who's apparently a poison fairy type.
Yeah. I don't know. I've always been kind of inherently opposed to how they do these games, which is you have to buy 2 full copies if you really want to catch them all.
Not so much nowadays. Now that you can trade, um, over the internet,
Okay.
so really getting the ones that are specific to each one isn't all that difficult these days. But
If
so
yeah.
these one of the biggest criticisms that people have about Sword and Shield is that it won't have the national dex. So there are a ton of Pokemon that will not be available in Sword and Shield. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if when they go to Extreme Sword and Shield or whatever they want to call the next iteration of it, if the national dex becomes a part of that. Also, the way that Pokemon Home is working right now is a bit lackluster. So there's a lot of fans that aren't happy with the direction that Sword and Shield has taken. Just from a overview point of view, not even like the game itself, the mechanics and everything are going to work. Just based on how they've handled stuff in the past and how they're handling stuff now, people want to be able to have every Pokemon in the newest games, and that will not be possible with Sword and Shield. Um, and I fully understand that. There's people that are like, oh, we need to boycott it. We need to blah, blah, blah. And sure, you can do that, but it's not going to matter because the moms and dads and grandmas and aunts and uncles that know nothing about Pokemon except that their little 8-year-old nephew or grandson likes it, so they're going to get it for him for Christmas. So it's really not going to be that big of a dent into the sales, to be honest. But if you want to boycott it, more power to you.
Boycotts don't work.
Well,
So
I wouldn't say don't. Probably rarely.
okay, so my experience has been, yeah, rarely might be fair. My experience has been the people who boycott weren't going to spend the money in the first place.
Well, at least a
You really,
boycott.
you really want to boycott it? You go buy all the copies off the shelf so anybody can get them, and then you sell them for triple the price on eBay. That's how you do that.
Well, at least a boycott would be more effective than those that take the stuff they've already purchased and go and burn it.
Yeah, whatever, man. Um, yeah,
Their wallet has already voted. It doesn't matter what
yeah,
they demonstrate on.
yeah. And Killer Pipe guys, the main question is digital bad. I love digital. I have never been sorry, I'm responding to the chat room there. I have never been the person that I have to have that copy in my hand. I thought I was until I saw very quickly how my games were outgrown by the systems. Like I had a hard copy of I can picture it until I try to Brutal Legend. That hard copy of Brutal Legend. Love that game. Beat that game. Kept the hard copy. Popped it into the Xbox One. I'm like, nostalgia. I want to play this game again. And I'm like, no, I don't want to play this game again. So I like digital because honestly, I've kind of gotten lazy with all the different systems. I don't want to get up and change which cartridge I'm playing. So right now, my wife and I play Zelda Link's Awakening because I don't feel like changing the cartridge back over to Breath of the Wild. That's how that works. So I love the digital personally. Joe, what's your stance on digital versus hard copy, just in general?
I mean, digital is definitely convenient, but I don't know. I've always wanted that physical copy. Um, I it feel it, I feel restricted when I get the digital copy, and I know that's probably um, just a me thing. It my mental block, but it feels restrictive to me because I can't just be like, "Hey, friend, here's my copy. Why don't you give it a try?" So
Sure. And but in all honesty, how often are you doing that?
I never
So
have.
you're opposed to having a thing that you can't do that you don't do anyway.
But like I said before, also
That's
is
fine. I'm just
if you ever
making
wanted
fun
to
of it.
sell it, you can't sell the digital copy. The physical
Yeah,
copy you could sell.
now that's fair. Now, if and that is something I used to be into when we did more games in the house, less long term gaming, more. Hey, we played it. Let's take it every 6 months or so. We'll go to GameStop, trade it in. That's going to become not a thing very soon. So it's going to be like eBay and Amazon and stuff. But yeah, I used to trade in games, but basically when I stopped turning over games so fast and we had a different life at one point, so there were just more junk accumulating. That's how I saw it, was just junk accumulating. I'd rather have a digital copy. So if I do feel froggy, like I own XCOM 2 on both my Xbox One and PlayStation uh, 4, PS4, uh, that if I want to play it, I just have to reload it. You digital download it and play it. You know, I don't know. It's I think with what you're saying, Joe, is the only real downside to digital. Well, two downsides on the Switch, but one is you can't, like I said, you can't trade it in, you can't sell it. You own it. That is yours. Now, the second downside on the Switch is that limited space. Some of these games are massively huge.
Yeah.
So, and some games are so big, buying the cart doesn't matter. You're going to have to download gigs and gigs and gigs of data. I know Phil Keating was talking about Mortal Kombat when it came out for the Switch earlier this year, I think it was, maybe late last year. And it's like you can get the cartridge and you pop it in, you're still going to spend hours
And
downloading.
then you get the pear tree.
Yeah. All right. On that note, it's time to get out of here. You can email us just like Ariel did, show at PokemonGoPodcast.com. Leave a speak pipe message. We love to hear your voice. That's at PokemonGoPodcast.com. Any device with a microphone on it, like a tablet or a phone or a computer, and touches the internet, you can go there, click the little tab, and leave your speak pipe. We love to hear your voice. Reddit's r/Pokemon Go podcast, where you can see the headlines that are coming up through the week that we're going to talk about. Submit your own headlines and even comment on the ones that we have. We'd love to have that. Facebook is Facebook is /Pokemon Go podcast. Twitter's at Pokemon Go Pod. Twitch.tv is Pokemon Go Podcast every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Come check us out. T Public is that's our merchandise shop, tiny.cc/GSTU with GSTU all in caps. And YouTube, we're still working on the name. So search Giant Size Team Up Media or Pokemon Go Podcast, and you'll find our YouTube channel. Joe, where can they find you on the web?
You can find me at Joseph_Ard, or if you want to figure out what's going on with all the hundreds of dollars I'm spending on microphones, you can check me out at Assorted Geekdom. If you search for Assorted Geekdom, you can find me on a bunch of different places.
And you can find me at Rock Got a Pod on Twitter and Rock Got a Podcasting across everywhere else. And just Google me and you'll find it. GSTU.net. That's Giant Size Team Up, which we do have giantsizeteamup.com, but GSTU.net, so much easier to remember. Check out the network. We got all kind of great shows up there. Some are family friendly, like this one and Toy Power. Some are family friendly if you're my family. It gets a little sideways. And Botch
And
is
some
never
are
family
not safe
friendly.
for life.
Yeah, Botch is not safe for life is their tag. That's that one. So, all right,
Though
everybody.
they did get something pretty sweet this last week.
I'm gonna let them talk about that. Yeah, it was cool. Check out our social media feeds. You'll see it all over our social media. It's there. We'll catch everybody next week, and we're gonna talk about it. We'll come back for sure next week and let you know. But we're looking at the Black Friday, basically, as it's known in the U.S. for all the sales. But the day after Thanksgiving, as doing our show. Tune in next week to hear Joe say.
So Cobalion might not be that strong, but he sure knows how to strike a hero pose.
Listen, Linda. Listen. No, Linda. That was the bad joke.
No, Linda.
All right, we are still live. Joe, tell them how this game is played.
Alrighty. So you can head on over. Man, I clicked it. Is it not gonna? Oh, I spelled Showbot wrong. Bah humbug. Yeah. So the link that just posted there, if you head there, people have submitted a whole bunch of titles, so you can go and vote for the titles while the audio is rendering. So the titles we have is "Long Live the Grass Eaters."
None of these are Pokemon related titles.
Yeah, huh? From Soapbox GSTU, we have Rocket, Team Rocket, God of Podcasting from me.
Yeah, that's close. I voted for it, but it's close.
Charles is weird that got in there and made it so that what was it? Charles is fun or Charles is. What?
I was trying to say Charles is awesome, and you said and you got it in.
I got that in, and so it overrode it. GSTU hype from Dave the Maori. How much for a mic from Kilted Pipe Guy, and Charles is cold in all this shade from Soapbox GSTU. And right now, Rocket God of Podcasting is winning with 2 votes.
And we've got 2 minutes left. So that's what it takes to render the file for the podcast. So that is our countdown. So it is safe to click that link. You can click the link right there out of the chat. It'll open up a new tab. You can see all of these that Joe was talking about and give your own votes as well.
Oh, Long Live the Grass Eaters is sneaking on up there. Yeah. What's gonna win? So
Joe, I think Kilted asked a question right at the end there about would you ever go digital for a primary title for the Switch, like buying Sword and Shield? I'd go digital for anything, but Joe, would you? Are you just a hard copy guy?
I do have some digital copies on the Switch, but for the most part, I buy physical. I am a physical guy.
Sure.
That wasn't a creepy laugh at all.
It was. I can't deny it. It was a bit of a creepy laugh.
All right. It looks like Team Rocket God of Podcasting is going to win.
Yeah, we are at 1 minute left. And so, Joe, you know what I'm going to do? What you need to do, rather, not what I'm going to do, what you're going to do, is you need to randomly pick a person to honor in our chat so that you're not putting our own Twitch handle in our artwork when it's supposed to be a reward for the people who win the title.
Okay.
All right.
A random person from chat. Let's see. We are going to go with... Scrolling. I want to pick one of the new people.
All right.
Should we go with... I think this is the first time Kilted Pipe Guys come out.
I think it was. I think this is the first one, and he trolled you a little bit, so I love that. He suggested the title "How Much for a Mic" because he kept throwing that out there, Mister One Percenter. It's all right.
Dun dun dun.
Green Giant. I like that. Kilted Pipe Guy. There you go. And that is it. So it is 4-2. Rocket to God of podcasting is going to be. You got to take Cliff and put my head on it. I think that's the artwork suggestion for this week. So, all right, everybody, I have got to head over to FTH Beyond because I got to kick that show off in about 7 minutes. So that's twitch.tv/FTH Beyond. If you want to come watch me and possibly Kurt, because Kurt is on baby watch right now. So I'm not entirely sure Kurt's going to make it tonight. His first grandchild is on its way, and it sounds like they're at the hospital earlier today trying to push it out. So I'm going to go play some Marvel Strike Force and talk about that game. So come and hang out. And thanks for being here.
Bye. And